Have you ever wondered what Usain Bolt eats on the day of a big track meet? What about Ricky Fowler? What type of mental exercises does he do to help him to maintain focus while competing against the greatest golfers in the world? And the U.S. women's track team, what is their secret to effective endurance training? Well, you'll find out next on Sports 360. I'm Kim Anthony. Sports 360 is a fast-paced, exciting new TV show that showcases sports and young athletes like you've never seen them before. On each 30-minute program, we not only share the most compelling stories about professional, amateur, and challenged athletes, but we'll also give you the inside track on how they reach their goals. On Sports 360, we'll examine the science behind the sport by offering insights about proven training techniques, injury prevention, sports medicine, and new technologies. You'll see coaching tips to support the development of players, both on and off the field. Hi, I'm here with Corwin Anthony, former tight end for the UCLA Bruins. Now, it's been a long time since his playing days, but yet in his 40s, he's still feeling the adverse effect of injury. Corwin, can you tell me the injuries that you're still facing this day?
Well, I had a shoulder injury at my freshman year at UCLA, and it just has gotten worse over the last 20 years or so, and to the point where I needed surgery here just recently.
Wow, well, a lot of people don't realize that when you're competing in high-level athletics, you're going to face injuries. Is there anything that you would have done differently while you were in college that could have prevented this current surgery?
Well, I think what should have happened is I should have had surgery back when I first got injured. But in my case, there were some bone spurs that occurred, and just over the years, those bone spurs calcified and just began to wreak havoc in my whole shoulder area to the point where 20 years later, I have a pretty bad shoulder.
So you knew about those bone spurs back at UCLA, is that correct?
No, I just knew that it was a second or third degree shoulder separation.
Okay.
And the doctor, the professional football team doctor, examined it recently and said this is probably what happened. He had bone spurs from that injury, and then over the years it got worse and grew. So he pulled all these loose bodies out of my shoulder.
Amazing.
After surgery.
Amazing. But what would you tell a young athlete who may be playing at the collegiate level or high school level to do in a situation like that? As a high school student, you don't really know when you need surgery and when you don't. You're relying on the doctors.
Yeah, well, I would suggest that you get multiple opinions.
Okay.
You know, a lot of professional athletes always get second opinions when it comes to serious injuries or potential surgery. And I think for the most part, people are understanding that you need to get all the wisdom you can and educate yourself as best you can so you can give yourself the best care you can as well.
And prolong your career.
Yeah.
And have it not impact your future, because I understand that one of the reasons why you went in to have surgery or even to get your arm checked was because you could no longer play catch with your children. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I lost the ability to throw overhand for about 18 months.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when I discovered all of the effects of injury years ago.
Wow. So that is one thing that anyone who's an athlete can be aware of, is the fact that injuries that take place when you're young, whether in high school or college, can affect you later in life. And one of the things that Corwin has suggested is that you get a second opinion when you're visiting a doctor about a potential serious injury or an injury that is already serious. So Corwin, thank you for sharing with us what has gone on in your life, and I believe you had microfracture surgery. Is that
correct.
Is that a new technique?
No, it's not. You hear about it mostly on basketball players who have no cartilage in their knees, and I think Yao Ming may have had that surgery as well, and it just is a way of drilling holes in your bone to try to stimulate new cartilage growth.
Okay, and how does that work exactly?
They drill holes, tiny holes in your bones, and there are liquids that seep up through those holes, and that liquid can harden and actually produce new cartilage. It's an amazing technique.
That is.
But I actually had it done on both my shoulders, and so it seems to be working pretty effectively.
All right. Well, if there's hope for all of you former athletes out there who have sustained injury, you can have doctors with higher technology than they had back then work on you and help you to to be better and to be pain-free. And are you able to throw overhand again?
I sure am.
All right.
I sure am.
Wonderful. Corwin, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. My pleasure.